Welcome to Truist Stadium for an early edition of Disco Turkeys baseball this weekend, starting perhaps a little bit earlier than you're used to, but hey, it's for a good cause. We're here Friday night in Winston-Salem. It's the Disco Turkeys and the Boone Bigfoots for the fourth time this year. I'm Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me, and as I mentioned, Brett, we're going live a little bit earlier than normal, and it's for a good reason. It's because we've got our 2021 midseason awards, and we're ready to announce those before we get into the game day gobble.
Absolutely. As voted on, as you mentioned yesterday on the broadcast, by our game day and media staff, after careful consideration and counting and recounting of all votes, we are proud to present you with the midseason awards, which definitely mean more than an Oscar.
Absolutely, and by the time this season is done, we will bring you the full season awards, and those will be voted on by the players. So make sure you stick around for the rest of the month of July. As we head to the late stages of the month, those will be on the dock. We'll start things off with the reliever of the year. In this one, there were a couple of finalists, and those three were Scout Nichols, A.C. Plum, and D. Hawthorne. Brett, what did you see from each of those three guys this year?
Well, AC kind of came on later as a reliever, but I feel like he's really stepped into that role pretty well. D. Hawthorne, not a reliever or a pitcher by any stretch by trade, but when he's come into some pretty tough situations and got out of them scoreless. That's what you need out of a relief pitcher. He fits that bill pretty well. But Scout Nichols has been a guy all year that, along with those two, have come in and not only eaten the innings and gotten outs, but consistently kept the game where it is and kept things scoreless from whence they came in, which is exactly their job.
And with that being said, the mid-season winner of the reliever of the year is, drumroll, Scout Nichols. And he won it nearly unanimously with a total of 6 first-place votes among 7 that were available, and 20 vote points overall. Only received 1 second-place vote.
Whoever voted second place for him, I won't name him by name, but he might have gotten it wrong. Scout, he's pitched in 12 games this year. 19 and a third innings. He struck out 20. He does have a save to his credit, but you can't really look at the rest of. It's hard to judge, the ERA, the hits, the earned runs because of the situations that he's been presented with. It's okay, if he gives it 1 or 2, it's okay. But the thing that Scout does well is he pounds the strike zone, and he has some nasty, nasty breaking stuff that gets incredibly deceptive as he goes on into an outing. The slider, it almost gets better the further he gets into a relief outing, and that is something that not a whole lot of other guys on this pitching staff have, is the ability that when they go later into a relief outing, that they're able to get more break on their slider, and he places his fastball so well it's tough to hit.
So Scout Nichols, mid-season reliever of the year, and that brings us to our next award. It's the most improved player of the year. This one also had 3 finalists. They were A.C. Plum, Bryson Beber, and Dino Tharp. Each of them received at least 1 first-place vote, but the winner, and by a fair margin, was A.C. Plum.
No doubt about it, and more than deserving. As we said, he struggled in his first couple of starts with the ball club. Kurt Cabana made the decision to transition him to a reliever, which has long been his role in his time at Rice University. And I think he's really settled into that role and has taken it on well. He's got the perfect amount of stuff for it, too. Really good four-seam fastball that he rides up and in on guys. Devastating 12-6 curveball. Really good cut fastball action as well. He's got the perfect 3-pitch mix, and he's really found a way to locate all of those, which he struggled with early on.
A.C. Plum has been phenomenal in his last couple of outings, and as you said, he's fit into the reliever role perfectly. Definitely has improved as the year has gone on. The next award on the dock is the pitcher of the year. This one also 3 finalists were Nick Macadon, John Owen, and Ben Tanman. Each of them received at least 1 first-place vote. But the winner of this one with 3 first-place votes and 12 voting points overall was Nick Macadon.
Well-deserved, I would say. He's doing pretty well with the bat as well. But his pitching stats, he's got a 7.61 ERA. He's pitched in 5 games. But you look at his strikeout numbers, again, he's just a guy that has come in and when this team has needed it most, eaten innings and gotten outs. He's come in a lot of really tough situations, but he's never made the situation worse than when he came into it, right?
Oh, for sure.
He keeps things kind of even keel in where they are. He's a strike thrower, and a lot of times that breeds strikeouts. He's also a pitch-to-contact guy. He knows how to get outs and eat innings, and that's exactly what the times that this team has needed it, he has come through time and time again.
So Nick Macadon, your pitcher of the year at the midseason point. We're halfway through. We'll get into the offensive player of the year. This one, as the others before, 3 finalists. They were Deion Tubbs, Dino Tharp, and Henry Kohler, each one of them very deserving. But the winner by a landslide with 4 first-place votes and 15 voting points overall was Deion Tubbs.
Yeah, Deion, the only player on this entire roster to have a single, a double, a triple, as well as a home run. Granted, it was an inside-the-park home run at that.
Still counts.
Still counts. I mean, look at his stats, man. He's hitting .260. He's got 3 ribbies, 13 hits on the year. I mean,
and he's in the middle of a 6-game hitting streak right now.
Exactly. He's got 4 stolen bases. He's a menace on the base pass.
Make that 13 stolen bases.
Exactly. He's an absolute menace at the plate and on the base pass. He makes life tough for the opposition. And look, for a guy in the leadoff spot, he does exactly what you need him to do. Not only does he have that ability to get extra base hits, but he knows how to get on base. He grinds at bats perfectly. He works the pitch count. And when he sees a pitch he likes, he goes after it. And he has the bat speed to drive it.
And Deion has been one of the key pieces for the Disco Turkey offense all year long. Now we'll go to the defensive side of things with the Defensive Player of the Year at the midseason point. Again, 3 finalists for this award were Kix Farrell, Austin St. Laurent, and Deion Tubbs. And each one of them very, very solid at their own position. But the winner in this one with 4 first-place votes and 15 voting points overall was Kix Farrell.
No doubt about it in my mind. Since he came to this ball club a couple weeks into the season, he has been nothing short of spectacular defensively, whether it's been at shortstop or at third base. He has made that left side of the infield defensively better tenfold than when he got here. He just kind of changed the mindset all defensively, and he's done so with some spectacular plays, and he's done so with consistent, smart play as well.
And of note, the most memorable defensive performance that Kix
no
had.
doubt.
4 consecutive putouts in the same game.
6 total, 3 in the same inning.
Phenomenal stuff.
And a game offensively, he went 3 for 5.
Yes, 3 for 5, and then another game in the same weekend where he went 4 for 4. So Kix has really been coming into his own in the Disco Turkeys uniform, especially on the defensive side of things. And that'll bring us to our final award of the pregame show, and it's the Most Valuable Player Award. As you hear the drum roll in the background, this one was also a very, very close race, one that had many people who were very deserving. But the 3 finalists were Deion Tubbs, Logan Conklin, and Austin St. Laurent, each one of them receiving first-place votes, as we mentioned. But no surprise, the winner of this one, Deion Tubbs.
Deion Tubbs, congratulations on the midseason MVP, and well-deserved, I would say. We went over his stats a little bit ago, but he's the do-it-all guy. He's the guy that makes this machine run. He's the guy that gets this offense going. He makes great plays defensively in center field, too. When you look at the definition of most valuable player for this ball club specifically, Deion Tubbs fits that bill and checks every single one of those boxes.
So there you have it, your midseason awards as voted on by the game day staff, rounded completely out. We'll recap. Reliever of the Year, Scout Nichols. Most Improved Player, A.C. Plum. Pitcher of the Year, Nick Macadon. Offensive Player of the Year, Deion Tubbs. Defensive Player of the Year, Kix Farrell. And MVP, Most Valuable Player, Deion Tubbs. And with that, we'll get into the game day gobble. And Brett, this should be a good one. It's the 4th time the Disco Turkeys and the Bigfoots have faced off, and Carolina's come out on the losing end of it each of the last 3 times, but this time may be a little bit different, and I don't want to speak too soon, but a lot of it may be credited to the guy on the mound for Carolina tonight.
Yeah, you said it. Nolan Fernandez is going to be the guy on the mound tonight for Carolina. Pitched that 1 inning last night. Boy, oh boy. He looked really, really good in that inning.
3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts.
3 down, 2 Ks, and I think a ground out as well. Pounded the strike zone, but look, the main thing here, this is a Carolina ball club that is looking for revenge, first and foremost. While that might not be at the forefront of their mindset offensively or defensively, the ninth inning rally and the way that game ended last Saturday night here is something that did not sit well with this ball club at all.
And you can tell they've just been reeling since then.
And hopefully this is the night that gets them back on track. And the best way to do that is to go right at the ball club that not only is added near the top of the Textile League right now, but also to get the team that's had your number all season. You know, that's one way to get it going. The team that's literally had your number all year by a big margin. And when you come so close last week, the first time they play here, that was their closest road loss of the season, Boone, mind you. The 4-3 win for them last week. Their head coach, Ryan Smoot, was ejected in the sixth inning, so there was some chirping going on after the final out was recorded. I mean, these are two teams that have seen enough of each other to the point where they're starting not to like each other, and Carolina's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder tonight.
And Boone will as well. Something to note for the Boone Bigfoots. This is their first year of existence. Two things. They've never lost to Carolina, and they've never lost on the road. And the Disco Turkeys are looking to change that this weekend. Brett, who's your player to watch for Carolina tonight before we get into the starting lineups?
Player to watch is most certainly Nick Macadon. We talked about him pitching-wise. He's hitting really, really well right now. He's swinging one of the hotter sticks on this ball club. He's hitting .214. Don't let that deceive you, though. He had a triple in that game last week against Boone. He's got 6 RBIs on the year. And, look, he's one of the guys that when runners are in scoring position, he has some of the better at-bats on this ball club. So watch out for him offensively. I'm expecting a pretty big game from him.
And with that, that means that it's time for your starting lineups presented by Foothills Brewing. Try Foothills' great craft beer and coffee at any of their 3 Triad locations. Find out more at foothillsbrewing.com. And we'll start with the visiting Boone Bigfoots. Leading off for them, it's number 13, David Julian, the second baseman, followed by Logan Lex, the first baseman, wearing number 21. And in the 3 spot is the center fielder, number 17, Braden Odom. The cleanup man for Boone is number 30, Tyson Bass, the designated hitter. Batting 5th is number 1, Walter Monday, the right fielder. And in the 6th hole is Logan West, also playing the 6th hole defensively and wearing number 5. The 7-8-9 for Boone is number 11, the left fielder, Dallas Trevena. Number 18, the catcher, David Milam. And the third baseman, number 22, Dominic Arenzo. And on the mound for Boone today is going to be number 26, Brooks Helton, making his first appearance against Carolina on the year. And that means it's time for your Disco Turkey starting lineup. No surprise in the leadoff spot. Same old, it's Deion Tubbs, the midseason MVP, holding down his center field spot. Batting second is number 27, the shortstop today, Kix Farrell, the defensive player of the year, as recently voted by the game day staff. Playing the third base position and batting third in the order is number 6, Logan Conklin, one of these MVP finalists. And the cleanup man today, making his return to the lineup, is the catcher, number 10, Christian Ezel. Batting 5th is the player to watch today, the second baseman, Nick Macadon, wearing number 18. Batting 6th is the right fielder, Dane Stewart. DJ Musser gets the start at first base in the 7 hole. Batting 8th is Hamish Foreman, the designated hitter. And batting 9th is Keaton Westhoff, the left fielder, getting his first start since his 2-for-3 day in Thomasville on Tuesday. And we mentioned it on the mound for Carolina is Nolan Fernandez, who last night had a great relief appearance. A short-lived one, but a very good one at that. And that'll do it for the Game Day Gobble and the Foothills starting lineups. We'll get you the game action right after this, after the starting lineups and national anthem are done here at Truist Stadium. It's Bigfoots and Disco Turkeys on a Friday night in Winston after this. We're back here in Winston-Salem at Truist Stadium, the site of tonight's contest, as it will be all weekend. It's the second of 4 games here at Truist for the Disco Turkeys. And for Carolina, they're looking to snap out of what's tied for their longest losing streak of the season. And it's currently at 5 games. And like I said, they're looking to snap out of that. It'll be a game between Boone and Carolina, and we'll have the first pitch for you right after this. We're back here for the first pitch. It's Nolan Fernandez on the mound for Carolina, and he'll sail the first pitch to David Julian very high. And it's ball 1.
Well, that's one way to get you started tonight.
Tyson Bass is at the dish after that walk issued to Braden Odom. David Julian on second after the stolen base, in which Ezel is going to be kicking himself after the ball got into center field. It short hopped its way to shortstop.
Yeah, it was a pitch out too, and it was perfectly called, perfectly timed. The throw just skipped.
Tyson Bass is at the plate.
And I'm going to assume as big a bat as he's got behind him, he's going to have the green light here, 3-0.
3-0 to Tyson Bass. Nolan Fernandez, the man on the mound. That one's outside, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Tyson Bass. We recognize that the sound may have been out for a few of you, so we'll recap. It was a leadoff single by the leadoff man, David Julian. Then Logan Lex struck out looking on 5 pitches. For out number 1, Braden Odom was walked on a full count, and then subsequently Tyson Bass, the leadoff man, was walked, and so now the bases are loaded with just 1 out here in the top of the first for Boone.
And A.J. Lewis is going to make his way out to the mound for a visit, and time for it, I'd think. Nothing Nolan's done particularly wrong here. I like his approach on the mound. I like what Ezel's calling for behind the plate. There's just been some really, really good at-bats that have been put up by the first 3 guys in this, or the first 4 guys, I should say, in this lineup.
So already having to use one of his mound visits is A.J. Lewis, and it'll bring up Walter Monday. The first pitch to him is a very good miss. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that's a great spot for it. You can live with that.
Corners are in for Carolina. Middle infield double depth, or at least Kix Farrell is. Nick McAdon at second base. Looks like he's playing somewhat of a traditional second base position. 2-0 to Monday. Swung on to the left side. Conklin, he'll throw to first for 1, and it's in time, but couldn't get the double play. And it's 2 outs, and the first run of the game belongs to Boone. It's 1-0.
I don't know about that, Graham. I mean, the lead runner's right in front of you, right? So now you got second and third with 2 down. You've got 2 runners in scoring position, whereas you could have tagged the lead runner and then maybe tried to go for first. Either way, you get the lead runner and get that out. Now you go to first, you've got 2 in scoring position with 2 down.
And it's Logan West, the 6-hitter, takes the first pitch for a ball. Swing and a miss on that one, though. Good high heat from Fernandez. It's 1-1. And, hey, while you let that first run come in, it might be good to just get that one out of the way if you can get out of this jam. 1-1 is in the dirt, and coming in from third is Odom. The throw not in time. It's 2-0.
That one stings. You get back in the count 1-1, and then a pitch that Ezel was so close to stopping and keeping behind the plate. Just unable to. It gets away just far enough for the run to score, and then behind him to move to third.
So it's a 2-1 to Logan West, the Boone shortstop. That one's just a bit outside. It might have actually caught the corner, but the fact that he missed his spot means that it's 3-1.
Yep, you're exactly right. He missed his spot. It was set up middle in.
That one didn't miss. It's 3-2 now.
That was the spot that was called for, and the spot was hit. He's setting up inside again.
Here's a 3-2, fouled off by West, and he'll stay alive for one more.
West is another guy in this Boone lineup that really, really likes to grind his at-bats.
Here's the 3-2 to West. Wow, good pitch from Fernandez, but it's ball 4.
I don't quite know where that one missed, but it's a good pitch. What is ball 4?
So it'll bring up Dallas Travana.
32 pitches in the first inning already.
And only 1 hit. 2 walks and 3 walks now and a wild pitch have brought in 2 runs. as well as an RBI ground out from Walter Monday. The first pitch to Trevana is ball 1. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here, top of the first. That one's grounded hot to the left side, but it's foul. It's a 1-1 count. The first start in a Disco Turkey uniform for Nolan Fernandez from U-Pike. Pitched last night, 1 inning in relief. It was a pretty good one. No base runners allowed, 2 strikeouts, and that 1-1 pitch. Trevana got all of it, but it's foul, strike 2.
Yeah, that came off the bat hard and fast and just unable to keep it fair. It was a little change-up, middle in. Got around on it, but too quickly.
So this is a big spot for Fernandez. You got to try to go as deep into this outing as you can. 1-2, again fouled off. West was off and running for second, but he'll have to retreat to the first bag in the order. Count still 1-2.
I like the idea, though. In a 1-2 count with 2 down.
And runners on the corners, especially a hit and run.
Yep.
Can't go wrong. There's a 1-2, off and running again. It's ball 2. That throw will get him. Ezel makes up for his past mistake. And it's out number 3 as Logan West gets caught stealing, but 2 runs up on the board for Boone, and that's how they lead as we go to the bottom of the first. It's 2-0 Bigfoots, and the bottom of the first is due up after this. We'll bring you back here to Winston-Salem, where the Disco Turkeys are up to the plate for the first time. It's the midseason MVP, Dion Tubbs, who takes a hack at the first pitch from Brooks Helton, and it's strike 1.
I like the aggressiveness right off the bat.
That's a called strike 2 to Tubbs. And quickly he's behind in a hole. 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. It's a good spot from Helton, though.
Yeah, really good spot up and away to a left-handed hitter from a right-handed pitcher. Dion choking up now.
Same spot, same result. It's ball 2.
2 really good takes right there on back-to-back pitches. You set up away, now you've set up to come back in.
That's an off-speed. That one got him. It's the first out of the inning as the leadoff man Tubbs is retired.
Well, 3 straight pitches away, I'll be darned. You know, usually when you go back-to-back pitches away, You're set up to go inside, but instead he goes right back out there and hits the corner perfectly, paints that off-speed pitch.
So it'll bring up Kix Farrell, who was recently voted the offensive player, or defensive player, I should say, of the season so far for Carolina, and that one's on the inside corner, called strike one.
Just clipped the inside corner, but a really good breaking ball.
0-1 from Helton. Off speed, couldn't get it back into the zone. 1-1 now.
Yeah, not nearly enough break as he wanted on it. Just came out of his hand a little bit flat.
That one's in the dirt. It's 2-1 now.
I might have overthrown that one a little bit. Last two pitches, they've come out a little bit flat.
Here's the 2-1 to Farrell. He'll watch that one go by. Definitely strike two.
Yep. Was definitely able to get the control and the grip back on that one. Really good fastball, inner half.
2-2 pitch. That one's grounded back up the middle. Helton will grab it and throw it on to first for out number two. So the first two Disco Turkeys go down in order, and it'll bring up Logan Conklin. The last chance for Carolina to do something here in the first.
Yeah, not the start you want, especially when you give up a two spot in the top half of the first inning. Want to try and punch back, but I need something from Mr. Conklin here to get the counter punch going potentially. And in a game that you feel like you have to have, that's important.
First pitch to Conklin is low for ball one.
Not a bad spot to miss with it, though.
Conklin on the year, 289. He's started every game he's played. This is number 18 in game number 20 for Carolina, so he's only missed 2 games. He's played the most of any Disco Turkey this year. Batting 289, 13 hits, 16 run scores. He's only struck out 11 times. Here's the 2-0. That one's high for ball 3, and he's
didn't miss
way
by
ahead.
much. Way to work the count here with 2 down.
Boone has won 11 of their last 12 games, including 9 of their last 10. Here's the 3-0. Good pitch, inside corner, strike one.
That thing bent right back out over the inside corner. Really good backwards two-seam action on it.
Pitch number 14 now. Here it is. Line back up the middle, and that one's in the gap. This could be 2. Conklin rounding first. He's going to go for 2. The throw from the right fielder Monday is not in time, and Conklin's aboard with a 2-out double.
How about that? Just the guy you needed to get it started, right?
And for Conklin, that is his second double of the year. He had number 1 last night.
Yep, his second in as many days.
His only extra base hit on the season until last night was the home run that he hit in Martinsville a couple of weeks ago, and now he's got 2 in as many nights. So it'll bring up the cleanup man tonight, Christian Ezel. Good to see him back in the lineup as he took a little bit of a nasty collision when we were in Thomasville on Tuesday. He was warming up in the bullpen at one point yesterday. Thought we might see him, but as that game got cut short, did not head to the 9th. We did not end up seeing number 10 on the mound.
Yeah, and I think we would have had it gone 9.
And that'll be swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt for Ezel, and Hilton will step off the mound. A 1 pitch. That one's fouled off, and Ezel's behind 0-2.
That really good cut right there, though. Right on it. And we've talked about it. He's just one big rip away from getting home run number 2 on the year.
Conklin takes his lead at second. The pitch from Helton. Off speed, doesn't get back in. It's 1-2.
A good waist pitch right there. But a breaking ball that, again, from Helton, doesn't have a whole lot of spin on it. Just came flat out of his hand. One
1-2 pitch. Here it is. Good job by Ezel to foul that one off and stay alive in the count.
A great job to fight that thing off. Breaking ball down on the way. Just able to throw the bat head out and make some contact and stay alive.
One, two again. Swing and a miss, and Ezel is retired. So the double from Conklin with 2 outs. Nothing comes to fruition from it. And the Disco Turkeys get 1 hit, strand them, and we'll go to the top of the second. They still trail by 2, and Boone has a chance to extend that lead when we come back. We're back here in Winston-Salem where it's Dallas Travana back into the box for Boone. His last plate appearance was cut short in the top of the first after Logan West was caught stealing for the 3rd out. So his count will reset. Luckily for him, he was behind 1-2. But he doesn't do much with the new count as the first pitch from Fernandez is a called strike 1.
Pitch number 37 already, a 36-pitch first inning, looking for a much quicker second.
That one's in the dirt. It'll even the count at 1-1. Fernandez that first inning walked 3, allowed 1 hit and 2 runs. It's called strike 2, and he comes out dealing to Travana.
Yeah, 2 really good fastballs on the outer edge right there. And let's see if he goes back breaking ball as he did on the 0-1.
Here's the 1-2. That one is a swinging bunt to the right side. Fernandez will take it himself for out number 1.
Wow, nice play.
PFP right there.
Absolutely. PFP to the max. Good hustle to get off the mound and get that little excuse me ground ball up the first base line. And shakes off DJ Musser, says, I got it myself, big boy.
And that's out number 1 in the inning for Carolina. They'll bring up David Milam, the catcher. First pitch to him right over the inside corner. Called strike 1.
I like the mentality so far from him.
And that one hit him. Oof. That one ran in on Milam. And it'll be the first base runner of the inning for Boone.
Well, I said I like the mentality, but I don't like that aspect of it.
And so it'll bring up Dominic Arenzo with 1 out and a runner on first. The last time these two teams faced each other in Boone, Arenzo hit a moonshot into left field. And he squares the bunt, a little bit uncharacteristic for him.
Well, I mean, he's hitting in the 9 hole, but He hit in the 9-hole when he went yard. So, I mean, that's the point that
Lorenzo is one of the best batters on this Boone team, and that's one thing that the Bigfoots do a lot.
Exactly.
They spread their talent out throughout the lineup.
That's what you and I talked about before the game is it's not front-loaded, it's not back-loaded, it's incredibly balanced as to where they put guys.
They don't have any rally killers in this lineup, and it's paid off as they come into this game with a record of 12-4 and winners of 11 of their last 12. Swing and a miss, strike three. Fernandez doesn't care about the hitting talent of Lorenzo, and it's the second out of the inning.
Big second out right there. And got him to go after a breaking ball and miss it. One that I don't think that's exactly where he wanted to locate it. To break back over, middle in, but fooled him just enough to get the foul tip into the mid of Ezel.
So the first pitch to the leadoff man, David Julian. Misses for ball one.
Didn't miss by much, though. Good pitch.
Julian's the only Bigfoot with a hit so far in this contest. There's a leadoff single in the first. A throw back to first to get David Milam. Pops out of the glove of Musser. Julian, 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a run scored. 1-0, high for ball two.
Two really good fastballs. Just can't locate them.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one ran inside on Julian, but not quite enough. And the count will go to 3-0.
Second straight inning, they've had a 3-0 count with two down.
That one is lined into right. Stewart coming on. It's going to drop in front of him for the second base hit of the day. Stewart has a little bit of trouble with it, and if Milam had not been so lackadaisical getting to second base, he probably could have gone for third. But it's the second hit of the day for Boone, second of the day for Julian, and it comes with 2 outs in the top of the second inning.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said it right there. There's 2 down. You should be running on contact, right? It's not a situation in which you have to wait for the ball to drop. You should
Especially
be running.
With 2 outs, you should be running.
Should be running either way. Yeah, exactly.
Even if there weren't 2 outs, it was still a little bit lackadaisical, and the first pitch to Logan Lex is grounded hot into the Boone dugout. It's strike one. Not the dugout, the bullpen, excuse me.
Close enough.
Did bounce off the fencing of the dugout, so.
You were in the general vicinity.
Interesting to note, Julian had the green light on that 3-0 pitch, and it paid off as Lex fans on that one, and it's an 0-2 count. .52 pitches now for Fernandez. Here's 53, and it's popped up to the right side. It's going to get out of play, and the count will stay 0-2. Again, Milam on second, Julian on first. Milam was hit by a pitch, and Logan Lex at the dish is behind 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one is high into center field. Tubbs settling under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So the first scoreless inning for Boone at the dish, and it comes at a very good time. Nolan Fernandez with 3 strikeouts so far. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Carolina still down 2. We're back here for the bottom of the second inning. Graham Tuck on the call with Brett Wiseman beside me. It's Disco Turkeys baseball on a Friday night in Winston, and it's Nick McAdon leading off the second for Carolina. The first pitch to him, he holds off. It ran high and in. It's ball one. It's only the 20th pitch of the outing for the Boone pitcher, Helton. Another take from McAdon, that one a little bit closer, and it's in there for a called strike one.
Yeah, it's still not a bad take, though, for my player to watch tonight.
And the midseason pitcher of the year, that one is lined hot into center, going back, and he won't get it. The center fielder, Odom, got burnt by McAdon.
He's going three.
He's going for two, looking three. Rounding second, heading for third. The throw won't even be close. Head first, and it's Nick McAdon with a leadoff triple.
How about it, big boy?
Nick McAdon's second triple in as many weekends.
And as many games against the Boone Bigfoots.
Comes at a phenomenal time for Carolina, and already they're in business. Runner on third, no outs, and Dane Stewart at the dish.
Call him Nicky Triples.
Stewart holds off on that one, and it's in there, called strike one.
Yeah, not the worst pitch in the world to hold off on, though. That's a ground out if he makes contact on it.
Oh, 1 is foul tipped by Stewart, and it's 0-2. Stewart on the year, batting .167 with 6 hits, 2 RBIs. 3 of his 6 hits are doubles. 9 walks, 20 strikeouts.
Well, he has struck out a lot, but when he makes contact, it goes somewhere.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, and that's number 21 on the year for Stewart. It's 1 out in the second. So it'll bring up DJ Musser, who his last time out against the Locos had one of his best games in a Carolina uniform. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, and it's strike one.
I like the aggressiveness from him, though. This is one of the guys that we've talked about that a lot of his ABs, he's been kind of passive. I like the aggressiveness. I like the first pitch ambush swing right there.
Musser got his first RBI of the year against the Locos this past Tuesday. And he's looking for number 2 right here as the count has moved to 1-1. That pitch inside, ball 2.
Yeah, that one didn't miss by much. Really good take by DJ.
Two 1 to Musser. Off speed, didn't get back in the zone. It's 3-1.
And you can tell DJ is a little bit more locked in at the plate and building off that good game he had Tuesday in Thomasville.
They've got the pull shift on Musser. Here's the 3-1, and it's grounded to the right side, but foul. The count will run full.
This is a run you've got to have. You cannot afford to let a leadoff triple go to waste, which Saturday night against this ball club, it was stranded.
Right over the heart of the plate, called strike 3, and it's 2 down.
Well, there's aggressiveness, and then there's the flip side of it, and that was the flip side of it. Cannot go down looking, especially on a fastball that's center cut like that.
So it'll bring up Hamish Foreman, the Australian.
Who we found out before the game, the question that's been on everyone's minds, yes, he does indeed enjoy Vegemite.
And he takes a nice cut at the first pitch, but can't make contact. It's 0-1. McAdon still standing on third after that leadoff triple. That one's in the dirt, ball 1.
Hamish, another guy that's looking to get it going at the plate, and he's wearing batting gloves, which is a bit of a change for him. Prior to, we'd seen him go barehanded.
Here's the 1-1 to him. Outside, ball 2. Good discipline from number 19 at the dish.
A couple of really good takes from a guy that, you and I have talked about this. When you try to get going, you can press a little bit, start chasing. He's remaining disciplined thus far in this AB.
2-1 in the dirt, ball 3, and for the second consecutive time, Helton is behind in the count 3-1.
Well, they're getting his pitch count up in this half inning.
Keaton Westhoff is on deck. He went 2 for 4 in that game against the Locos on Tuesday. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4, and Hamish Foreman is aboard, so it's runners on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Well, now it's up to you, Keaton. You're going to get a mound visit now from head coach Ryan Smoot, who, as we told you, was ejected last Saturday night. And if you missed that ball game, there was a bit of a controversial play at first in which Julian hit a ball into the right center field gap that was cut off well by Dane Stewart, the right fielder for Carolina. And they threw back to first and got him. He never touched first base. So the fact that he would have gotten back to the bag was null. Smoot claimed that he got back and then was told he never touched first. And then another pretty close play happened a couple of batters later at first base that also went Carolina's way, and then Smoot just lost it.
Here's the first pitch to Keaton Westhoff. A great pitch from Helton. Called strike 1 on the outside corner.
Yep, that mound visit for Mr. Smoot seemed to do a lot for his confidence level and control right there. Painted it.
Helton already has 4 strikeouts. First time through the lineup. That one's down and in. Count will even at 1. Dion Tubbs is on deck, the leadoff man who struck out looking to start the game for Carolina.
Got to come through here.
1-1. High and in, and Westhoff went for it. It's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I know it's tempting up and in. It's almost self-defense at that point, but especially in a situation like this, we talk about situational hitting all the time. You got to find a way to lay off of it.
38th pitch for Helton. Here it is. Outside. Good job by Westhoff to lay off of it. 2-2.
Really good discipline right there.
Hamish Foreman on first. Nick McAdon, who had that leadoff triple, on third. 2 outs, 2-2 count in the second. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3.
Well, now the plot's thickened.
This is a big spot for both Helton and Westhoff, with the leadoff man on deck. 3-2 to Westhoff. Foreman's off and running, and the ball through to the right side, and it's going to be on to first for out number 3. So Nick McAdon with a big leadoff triple gets stranded on third, and into the third inning, Carolina still scoreless. Hit counter 2 apiece, but the run, 2 for Boone, none for Carolina, and to the third inning we go. We're back here for the top of the third inning, and if you're looking for an opportunity to promote your local business, contact us today to become a sponsorship of the Disco Turkeys. But Keaton Westhoff, as that first pitch was lined into left by Braden Odom, Westhoff got absolutely burned on it. And as soon as the inning starts, it's already a leadoff runner in scoring position for Boone.
Didn't even have time to do your read. Jeez. Ambush tactics.
No regard for
us.
broadcast traditions, and it's Tyson Bass who walked his first time up, coming on with one on and no outs. That one's in the dirt, ball one. But as we were saying, contact us today to become a sponsor of the Carolina Disco Turkeys. That's sponsorships at discoturkeys.com. 1-0 pitch, hot and high into left field. Westhoff settling underneath it, and he'll make the catch for out number one, and it will hold Odom at second.
A loud contact, but way, way under it was Mr. Bass. Kohler playing a little bit more medium depth after, as you said, got burned.
That's Westhoff out there who made a great play on that ball. Those high fly balls out there in left field especially can be really hard to track because of the shadows here. They get cast from the scaffolding at Truist Stadium. It's Walter Monday at the dish. It's a 1-0 count. Fernandez will step off after Braden Odom got a little bit more of a lead than he might have liked. 1-0. Outside corner called strike one. Good spot from Fernandez.
Really good spot right there. I love where he's going with his fastball. He's varying the location so well so far.
1-1 is a quick spur and turn from Fernandez to keep Odom honest at second base. Up in the Carolina pen is A.C. Plum as that one's grounded back up the middle. Farrell on to first for out number two, but it will advance Odom to third. But there are two down.
Yeah, you'll trade that all day and twice on Sundays. AC Plum's not actively loosening, but he is stretching out. He does have a glove. So
also dressed for the bullpen today for Carolina is Colin Kennedy and Scout Nichols among some other position players. The first pitch to Logan West is outside and in the dirt for ball one. West walked his last time up and was caught stealing to end the first inning.
This will be pitch number 60 for Fernandez.
Swing and a miss, and it's strike one.
That's a good pitch, number 60 at that. Good slider down on the way right there. Got him to swing out of his shoes.
That one's fouled off. It'll roll back into fair play, but it's still a 1-2 count.
Be interesting to see what the cap is on Fernandez, whether it's pitching, whether it's pitch number wise, pitch count wise, or
inning wise.
1-2.
That one is lifted foul. Had West reaching for it, but he fouls it off to stay alive.
Yeah, he took a wave at it and was lucky he just made contact. That slider, just as on the 1-0, had him way off balance.
Here's the 1-2 again. That one's grounded to second base. It'll be Macadon, and the throw gets away from him.
Oh, my goodness.
A run's going to come in to score, and safe at first is Logan West.
Wow. There is not a whole lot to say on that one. That's a simple routine play, and I mean, I don't know what happened right there. I mean,
well, Macadon's not traditionally a second baseman, but that's not really an excuse for the play that just happened right there.
Nope. Not when, like I said, it's a simple routine play. That's a two-hop ground ball right to you. You have time to make the throw.
The first pitch to Dallas Travana was called strike one, and that one ran in on Travana, but didn't quite nick him. It's a 1-1 count.
How it didn't, I don't know. It would have either bend out of the way just enough, or it had enough bend on it to miss him.
Called strike two, throw back to first, not in time, and wow, that was ball two. I thought for sure that
wait
was
a minute.
in the zone.
Well, excuse me.
It's a 3-0 game. Boone is on top, and there's 2 outs in the top of the third. with a runner on first, and it's a 3-1 count to Travana.
For the third straight inning, a 3-ball count with 2 down.
And that was pitch number 70 for Fernandez. 3-1 is fouled off, up and in. That's probably one you should lay off of, but Travana got a little bit trigger happy, and now it's a full count.
Yeah, Fernandez got bailed out right there. Same thing that happened with Westhoff in the bottom half of the second. Same situation. I know it's tempting, but at the plate, you've just got to find a way to be disciplined enough to lay off of that.
Time called at the plate by Dallas Travana.
Yeah, after a swing like that, a pitch that you could see even after he swung the bat, he knows he should have laid off. Good job to call time and kind of recollect.
3-2, grounded to the left side, but foul. Boone is winners of their last 7. Again, they have not lost on the road this year. They're 5-0. And at home, they have a record of 7-4. But they're 3-0 against Carolina. The Disco Turkeys looking to change that today. 3-2 again.
That one
did hit him. It was an off speed, and Fernandez coming in to make sure that Travana knows he didn't mean it. And it will put runners on first and second with 2 outs, and it'll bring up David Milam.
I don't think Travana was too interested in anything Fernandez had to say. Again, as we talked about, that's a breaking ball. It's not intentional, first of all. But these are a couple of ball clubs that have seen each other enough times to where there's a little bit of animosity.
First pitch to Milam is lined into the left field gap. That's going to score 1. Coming in to score is West, and gunning for third is Travana. He'll make it safe, and it is a RBI single as Milam advances to second on the throw. It's 4-0 Boone.
Yeah, good job by Dion Tubbs to cut that off, but you have to make that throw into second, right? You have to throw in between the runners at that point because there was no chance to get Travana at third, so you've got to make the throw into second to hold him at the corners. Now you got 2 in scoring position.
And so it'll bring up Arenzo, who lines one into deep right center field, but Tubbs will make the catch for out number 3. So the error from Macedon proves costly, as coming around to score is Logan West on the RBI single from David Milam, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. Carolina down 4 with a chance to get some back after this. We're back here for the bottom of the third as the lineup card flips over. It's the leadoff man, Dion Tubbs, leading off the third. Third baseman playing in, maybe expecting bunt. I'm not sure why. Dion Tubbs I don't think he's squared to bunt once this year, let alone as the leadoff man.
Well, he's squared to bunt a couple of times, but it's more of a bluff as a result of his speed than anything else.
But he's ahead in the count 2-0. I don't think he's going to square around now.
Not now. And yep, they're backing up over there.
That one is popped up, third base side, ranging over for it is Arenzo, and he'll make the catch along the dugout wall for out number 1.
Nice play.
There's a very nice play from Dominic Arenzo. And for the second consecutive time, Dion Tubbs is retired as the leadoff man. It'll bring up Kix Farrell.
Next up, number 27, shortstop, Kix
It's Travis Shoemate who's in for Boone here in relief, and as Macadon is on second and Ezel on third, Dane Stewart will have a spot with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, down by 3 when we come back. We're back here in Winston-Salem, and it's Dane Stewart who's in for Carolina. And the first pitch to him, and the first pitch from Travis Shoemate is in there for a ball. Dane struck out his last time up, and he'll hold off on that one. It's called strike 1. Final line for Brooks Helton, 2 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts on 69 pitches. The 1-1 from Shoemate to Stewart is up and in for ball 2. Just to recap, Kix Farrell reached on a walk. So did Logan Conklin. He was out on a fielder's choice. Ezel was to first on that fielder's choice. As Stewart lines one into right, this one might drop, and it will. One run's going to score. Being waved around is Macadon, and it's 4-3 Boone.
How about that to battle back? You get the bad break on that fielder's choice at second. Then you get 1 to score on the error.
Next up, first baseman, number 26.
This ball club's showing a lot of fight so far, especially in this half inning, and I'm loving it.
And so it'll bring up DJ Musser, who will stand staunch at one that ran very far up and in.
It almost clipped him on the elbow right there. That's a dangerous spot.
It's a 1-0 count. Stewart on first after that 2 RBI single. Here's the 1-0, high for ball 2. Two-out rally here for Carolina. The 7th pitch from Shoemate is in the dirt. A throw back to first, not in time to get Stewart, and it's a 3-0 count to DJ Musser. Hamish Foreman is on deck. He reached on a walk his last time up. 3-0 to Musser. High and in, ball 4, and now there's 2 runners on again with 2 outs for Carolina.
Well, well, well.
Now batting the DH, number 19, Hamish Foreman.
So it'll bring up the Australian, Hamish Foreman. Keaton Westhoff is on deck. Foreman walked on 5 pitches his last time up. He is still searching for his first hit as a disco turkey. And that one had potential, but it was foul, 0-1.
Trying to do the same thing Dane Stewart did, just flare one into right center. Inside out it. Right approach, though. Love what I've seen from Hamish in these first 2 at-bats. Maybe the batting gloves have been the key for him all along.
So now the final line for Brooks Helton becomes 3 runs, 2 of them earned, rather than 1 run and it being earned.
Really good take right there on a fastball that did not miss by a whole lot.
Yep, and that'll even the count at 1 to Foreman from Williston State, teammates with the guy on deck, Keaton Westhoff. That one is foul tip back into the glove, and they got Stewart in a rundown between second and third. And Stewart is going to be tagged out between second and third for out number 3, but Carolina gets 3 of the 4 back, and we'll go to the top of the 4th. Just a 1-run deficit for the Disco Turkeys after this. We're back here in Winston-Salem where the Disco Turkeys now trail by just 1 after that 3-run bottom of the 3rd. And it's Fernandez back out for Carolina to start the 4th. He'll be faced with David Julian, who is in an 0-1 count, and he grounds it to second. Macadon will throw on to first. That one was accurate, and it's in time for out number 1.
Similar play, though. I like what he did, though, to field it. Went low onto a knee. Make sure he got it cleanly up. Good form throw to first for the out.
So that's pitch number 77 for Nolan Fernandez. Carolina chased Brooks Helton with 2 outs in the 3rd. And Fernandez in the 4th is still going strong. First pitch to Logan Lex, who's 0 for 2 today, was ball 1. And the 1-0 is swung on, lifted, shallow center. Macadon, he'll make the catch!
Oh, goodness!
Nick Macadon with a fantastic diving play in shallow right center field for out number 2.
There's a reason I picked him as my player to watch, Graham. Not just at the plate, but in the field. That's a way to atone for the error.
Never mind the fact that he ended up coming around to score in the bottom of the 3rd. And guess what? He reached on an error. So baseball has a funny way of working things out
What'd
sometimes.
I say? The baseball gods have a way of evening things up. And that half inning overall, too, after the play at second, and then for him to reach on the error.
First pitch to Braden Odom is in the dirt for ball 1. Odom is 1 for 1 on the day. He walked in the 1st and doubled in the 3rd. It was a leadoff double. He's come around to score both times. The 1-0 in there called strike 1. It got away from Ezel, but never mind that. Fernandez is ahead.
Maybe a little crossed up right there, Ezel, but nonetheless a good job from Fernandez to get that over the plate.
Here's the pitch from 35 and White, and it's in there, 1-2 count now. Chance for Fernandez to send the top of the Bigfoots order down in order. And here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. Line to short, Farrell plays it on the short hop, the throw on to first in time for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Bigfoots thanks to some phenomenal defensive stuff from Kix Farrell and Nick McAdon. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Carolina's got some momentum now, and they're down by 1. We're back here in Winston-Salem. Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me, and it's Hamish Foreman stepping back into the box after his last plate appearance was cut short. First pitch to him is fouled off into the netting. That's the most solid contact we've seen Foreman make as a disco turkey, but it's strike 1.
Like I said, the difference was his batting gloves. I don't know if he had to get them shipped over here from Australia or had to go out and make a purchase there, but that seems to be the difference.
Here's the 0-1, and they're called strike 2.
That's a tough pitch to take right there. You got to tip your cap on that kind of breaking ball.
Oh, 2, high and in, ball 1. That's a good spot, though, with the high heat.
A good take, though, by Mr. Foreman.
1-2 is inside for ball 2.
We found out pregame that Hamish Foreman indeed does enjoy Vegemite as an Australian.
Here's the 2-2. High and in again on Foreman, and he's worked the count full.
If you don't know what Vegemite is, good, because anyone outside of Australia is known to not like it.
Here's the 3-2. And that one's inside after being down 0-2. Hamish Foreman draws his second walk of the day.
How about it? Maybe he had some Vegemite pregame. That's like Wheaties for the Australian players. A little Vegemite on a graham cracker, pun intended.
So bring up Keaton Westhoff, who's 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out to end the second inning. And Dion Tubbs is on deck. Westhoff squares to bunt, but he pulls back on a pitch in the dirt and the opposite batter's box at that. It's 1-0.
I like the idea there, though. Foreman's got pretty good speed at first base. Westhoff, an outfielder, can run pretty well, as we know.
So now that'll draw the third baseman in. That's Dominic Arenzo playing on the cut of the grass. 1-0. Good spot by Shoemate, and it's a called strike 1.
Definitely looked like they took the bunt sign off right there. Might have been just trying to catch him by surprise.
So it's a 1-1 count to the second of 2 Williston State players in the lineup today. And a swing and a miss from Westhoff will make the count 1-2.
Little bit behind that fastball. A good spot for it, though, on the mound.
So here's the 1-2 count, and the pitch is lined to the right side. Wow, what a bad break. A line drive straight to the first baseman and a quick catch and step on the bag. Logan Lex, double play unassisted.
Wow. does not get a whole lot more unlucky than that right there. Solid contact, trying to slap it the other way down the line, and it finds the glove. And before Hamish Foreman can even make a turn back to first base, he's out.
Well, if you want to look for something positive to take from that, Hamish Foreman has made solid contact at least 6 times in a row now. A ground ball to second. Dion Tubbs, the only guy in the world that can almost beat out a ground ball to second base, but it's out number 3, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th. So we'll go to the top of the 5th inning. Score still 4-3. Boone Bigfoots on top.
Tomorrow is the Dash City.
We'll welcome you back to Truist Stadium, where the Disco Turkeys are trailing by just 1 to the Boone Bigfoots. Tomorrow night, the Disco Turkeys will take on the Greensboro Monarchs as part of Dash City Independence Celebration at Truist Stadium. The game will be the leadoff event at 3 p.m. against the Greensboro Monarchs, followed by a performance by Watchtower, the Dave Matthews cover band, as that one's lined to third. Conklin, the pick out of the dirt, the throw in time.
Oh, my goodness.
A couple of great picks out of the dirt for out number 1.
One corner infielder to another, 5-3. That was pretty. Anyways,
as I was saying, Watchtower, Dave Matthews cover band, Thomas Mack, headliner, Cooper Allen, Winston-Salem native, and 9:30 p.m. fireworks presented by the city of Winston-Salem. $15 for tickets to the entire lineup of events. Again, that all starts here at Truist Stadium tomorrow. Gates open at 2:30 p.m. for the game between the Disco Turkeys and the Monarchs, and that should be a good one, as 2 close contests between those two last weekend. It'll be one that you'll want to watch either on YouTube or in person. Here's the 0-1 to Walter Monday, outside corner, called strike 2. Nolan Fernandez has found his groove on the mound lately. That one is fouled high and deep to the left side, but it will land in the seats harmlessly. Count still 0-2. Pitch number 88 from Fernandez.
that was a good spot.
Outside. It looked like the home plate umpire signaled the count was 2-1. I don't believe that to be true.
No, I mean, there were 2 foul balls, so. Well, now there's 2 balls for sure.
It's 2-2 now. 2-2 outside, ball 3.
Well, just as he appeared to have found his groove, the count has now gone full.
This will be pitch number 90. Here it is. Outside corner, called strike 3. Fernandez gets back into it in a big way with a called strike 3 for out number 2.
And that's a big strikeout at that to get some momentum. Get a backwards K like that for the second out on the full count. That's a confidence booster right there for the rest of the inning.
First pitch to Logan West is swung on and missed for strike 1.
All right.
The Disco
Reared
Turkeys,
back and let that one fly.
as we mentioned at the end of the bottom of the 4th, Carolina seems to have gotten some momentum. And there's going to be time called as Ryan Smoot is having a conversation with Logan West. I'll give you a recap. Boone opened things up with a leadoff single from David Julian, who ended up coming around to score. Braden Odom also walked in the first inning and came around to score on an RBI. Julian scored on an RBI ground out from Walter Monday, and Braden Odom scored on a wild pitch to Logan West, who is at the plate as we speak. Here's the 0-1 to West. It's grounded to short, kicks Farrell on to first in time for out number 3, and that is the 7th consecutive Boone Bigfoot player retired by Nolan Fernandez. And he's like fine wine. He just gets better with time. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's still a 4-3 ball game here in Winston. We're back here in Winston-Salem. Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me. It's the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's 2-3-4 due up for Carolina. Part of the order that made some trouble when they came up in the bottom of the 3rd, and it all starts with Kix Farrell.
And that's who it started with the last time.
Walked his last time up. First pitch from Shoemate is grounded to the left side. This is going to be a tough play for Arenzo. Throw all the way across the diamond.
Oh,
off
goodness.
the bag, and a collision at first. And Kix is in time with the infield single, and it looked like Logan Lex took the brunt end of that collision, but both guys are okay, luckily.
I didn't mean to react that loudly, but that's just scary right there.
Yeah, that was a very, very dangerous play, but good to see both guys okay, and good to see Kix standing safe on first base with a leadoff single.
Yeah, it looked a lot worse than it was right there. Most certainly be scored, though, an infield hit.
And for Kix, it's his first hit of the game, second time he's been on base. It'll only improve his batting average. Logan Conklin, first pitch is high. 4-1. That one catches the outside corner, though. It's 1-1.
Good pitch. Right on the black outer edge. Not much you can do with it.
Farrell on first. Here's the 1-1 to Conklin. Good off speed. Called strike 2.
Perfect location for it, too.
Conklin is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. One-two count to him. Farrell took a little bit of a jump, and we're going to have time called. That's the 3rd time today that Farrell has taken a jump before the delivery from the pitcher on the mound.
And if anything, Conklin noticed that and called time.
Off and running is Farrell. Conklin checked his swing. The throw to second in time for out number 1.
Wow. Great throw from behind the plate right there. Pitch that's up and in. That's tough to make the throw with a right-handed batter at the plate especially, but great play. Throw right on the money. And it wasn't a bad jump by Kicks either.
2-2 to Conklin. Swung on, grounded behind him to the left side, and the count still remains 2-2.
Had a 9-pitch AB his last time up. Back in that third inning.
And it resulted in a walk. A good job by Conklin to foul some off. Here's the 2-2. It's in the dirt, 3-2.
It was deja vu all over again.
This will be the 7th pitch of the plate appearance to Conklin. Here it is. Inside for ball 4, and as quickly as that runner on first was retired, there's another one, and this time it's Logan Conklin aboard. So Conklin's perfect on-base percentage today remains alive. 1 for 1 with 2 walks. He'll bring up Christian Ezel, who grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up and ended up coming around to score as part of that 2 RBI single from Dane Stewart. That one is high, but it's foul behind the plate, 0-1.
I don't even want to try and measure the launch angle on that one. I'm going to say somewhere in the vicinity of astronomical.
Oh, 0-1 to Ezel, inside ball 1. And I'll tell you what, the strike zone tonight has been cookie cutter. It is exactly knee-high to letter-high,
Yep.
corners of the plate, and it is unflinchingly rigid. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, left side. 6, 4, 3. Got him.
Ezel made that play close, though.
Inning-ending double play, grounded into by Christian Ezel. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning. Score still 4-3. Bigfoots on top. Hey, Ostentation Nation, visit the Foul Territory Team Store today in order to grab all your favorite Carolina Disco Turkeys merchandise to show your team spirit. You can visit the team store at Truist Stadium during our next home game or at discoturkeys.com. And part of that Foul Territory Team Store selection is some brand new items, including both home and away replica jerseys sporting the number 54 on the back for Studio 54, available per pre-order now for $60, as well as on-field hats.
And there are still...
So go, and there's still Pride shirts, as you mentioned, 4th of July merch, and the first pitch from Fernandez to Dallas Travana is a swing and a miss for strike one. But what we're getting at here is there's a lot of good stuff to pick from at the Foul Territory Team Store, so make sure that you go and get all your favorite merch. That one's high into right. Ranging over for it is the new first baseman, Beber, and he'll slide for it in the bullpen, but it will fall for strike two.
Good effort there by Beber, but yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off right there and interrupt your read, but the Studio 54 reference is just one of the good things about that jersey, other than it just being, absolutely gorgeous on top of everything else.
Oh, for
sure. But yeah, select number of Pride shirts still available from the Pride night last weekend. There's still koozies available in limited quantities. 4th of July shirt, or as I like to call it, the Uncle Sam Disco Turkey.
There's a whole lot that you can choose from and be happy with from that selection of merchandise.
On-field hats, dad hats, trucker hats, snapbacks, everything.
About the only thing we don't have yet is a hoodie, but I've been told we're working on that.
We are indeed.
So just sit tight if you're waiting for the hoodie to drop. It's an 0-2 count to Travana, and the pitch swung on and missed for strike three. Nolan Fernandez still working hard out there on the mound.
He is dealing right now. It's 8 straight retired by him.
And that was pitch number 95. We saw AC Plum get up in the bullpen earlier, but haven't seen him since.
He's back up down there now, stretching it out a little bit.
So it'll bring up David Milam, who was the last Bigfoot to reach base, and the first pitch he sees is line foul to the left side. Milam had that RBI single in the top of the third, and since then the Bigfoots have gone down in order. He'll swinging bunt that one up the middle. Tough play for Farrell, and he'll bobble it. Throw not in time, and I'll charge that one an infield base hit.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, Fernandez could not make the play on the short hop, and then is hit too slowly for kicks to try and field cleanly. Tried to get it quickly. Still made it a fairly close play despite the bobble, but little excuse me base hit right there.
So Milam, the Bigfoot's catcher, is 2 for 2 on the day, and he also reached on a hit by pitch in the second inning. He's gotten stranded on second both times he's come up. Let's see if we can keep him on first this time. It's Dominic Arenzo who's 0 for 2 on the day, and he'll take that first pitch from Fernandez for ball one. And Fernandez is up to 98 pitches now in his first start for Carolina. That one's over the heart of the plate, called strike one.
Still a lot of gas in the tank, though, it looks like, for big number 35. This will be pitch number 100 on the next offering. And he has grinded this out for sure. All the credit in the world to him.
1-1, outside corner, called strike two.
Absolutely painted that one right there. Great stuff.
As we mentioned, Bryson Beber stepping in for DJ Musser at first base. Remains to be seen where Beber will hit in the order. 1-2 is high and in on Arenzo for ball two. If Beber indeed takes over for Musser's spot both in the order and in the field, Beber would be due up third when we go to the bottom of the sixth. 2-2 is fouled back by Arenzo to stay alive.
I would assume that's what's going to happen. But
I would as
you never
well.
know.
Yeah, you can never tell with the kind of substitutions that Carolina has been known to make. Macedon, Stewart, Beber, likely the pair due up for Carolina. Double play ball still in effect for Fernandez, and he might get it. 3 on to short, And back in time, Beber couldn't get it. Good job by Ezel to be trailing the play.
Yeah, you
they
said
do
it.
get the lead runner, though, and it's 2 outs in the inning.
That's the right play, though, by Bryson Beber to get the lead man right there. He could have just as easily stepped on first. But he makes the right play, the smart play, getting the lead man, and you said it right there. Fantastic job by Christian Ezel, trailing the play and backing that up, knowing the play was going to be close in case the throw got away. And he did just that to keep him at first.
And Beber nearly snagged that. It just ticked off the end of his glove. So it brings up David Julian. He squares to bunt, pops it up to the left side. That's a perfect bunt. Conklin on to first. The throw got away from him. It's out of play. And they're not going to blow it dead, I don't think. So advancing to third is Arenzo. And Julian will be aboard with an E5.
Well, it went into the camera well down there, down the first base line. So it should be awarded second base, but now we got a mound visit.
I think because Carolina played the ball, they're not going to blow it dead, but didn't get a good look at it, I'll be honest with you. But
it was out of frame, but from what I could tell, it went into the camera well, but it hit something in the camera well and then bounced back out onto the field of play. But nonetheless, it did go out over the barrier into the camera well and out of play, despite it coming back in.
Well, one way or the other, the lead runner, Arenzo, is standing at third, which is where he should be. The difference is David Julian is at first right now rather than second. And that is A.J. Lewis's second mound visit to Nolan Fernandez, so the next one will be one in which his day is done. I'll bring up Logan Lex, who is 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out looking in the first, flew out to center in the second, and in the fourth, he had that bloop into shallow right center field that was a phenomenal diving grab by Macedon. First pitch to him in the dirt and a little bit outside as well. It's ball 1. 105 pitches now for Fernandez.
Would certainly think the last inning for him.
I want to see if he can get that last out. A ground ball or a fly ball will do it. 1-0. Outside, ball 3. You got to think if he walks the bases loaded right here, that'll do it for him. Excuse me, ball 2. Braden Odom is on deck, who's 1 for 2. 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike 1, and Fernandez is back in the count. He brought the velocity with that one.
Yeah, he's given everything he's got out here tonight.
Not taking a pitch off at all. Hasn't done it all evening.
And that's what you like to see out of your starter right there.
Bounces that one in, and it's off the netting. Ezel has no idea where it is. Coming in to score is Arenzo. Going to third, the throw not in time, despite the between-the-leg tags from Logan Conklin. So Julian goes first to third. Arenzo comes in to score. It is 5-3, Boone.
That's a tough break right there.
And the count is 3-1 to Logan Lex. Ground ball to short. Farrell fields it on the long hop. The throw on to first in time after a good stretch for out number 3. So 1 run across in the inning for Boone. And it comes courtesy of Dominic Arenzo advancing on the wild pitch. So we go to the bottom half of the 6th. It's 5-3. Boone is on top. We're back here in Winston-Salem. Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me. It is 5-6-7 due up for Carolina, and it starts with Nick McAdon. First pitch to him in the dirt, ball one.
See if they can get that run right back. It's been a resilient group already tonight.
This will be pitch number 35 from Travis Shoemate. Nolan Fernandez finished with 108. We have to assume that he won't be returning. Called strike one to Nick McAdon.
Really good spot at the knees right there.
This is the fourth and penultimate meeting between the Bigfoots and the Disco Turkeys, as that one is lined hot to second base, but directly at the second baseman. And David Julian will make the catch relatively easily for out number one.
Yeah, tough break right there. Solid contact, but as you said, right at him at second.
So as I was getting to, the penultimate meeting between the Bigfoots and the Disco Turkeys, the final meeting between the two teams is scheduled to be on July 9th. That's next Saturday, or Friday I should say, at 6 p.m. in Boone. Dane Stewart comes up, and he'll take that first pitch inside for ball one. His last time up, he had a 2 RBI single in the bottom of the third, and that was a big break for Carolina. He's also struck out in this contest. 1-0 is fouled back by Stewart. And I'll tell you, his swing has looked a lot better in the last couple of plate appearances.
Yeah, that it has. You said the RBI single, or RBI 2 RBI single actually his last time up. A lot of times when you get a little seeing eye single like that, it can get your confidence up. But he'd already been swinging the bat pretty well prior to, and
just hadn't been making solid contact. A lot of foul balls, but nothing in play. Here's the 1-1. Oh, buckled his knees. A great pitch from Shoemate.
Yeah, you got to tip your cap on that one. That broke a good 5-6 inches right over the middle half of the plate.
Beber is on deck. Here's the 1-2. That one is lined deep into center, and still going back is the center fielder. And Odom will watch that one land on the warning track. Stewart's going to get held up at second, but it's a stand-up double and a deep one at that for Dane Stewart.
Wow, that thing just kept carrying. I mean, you knew it was hit hard off the bat, but neither of us, I think, could tell. Even the center fielder there couldn't quite tell how hard it was hit. It eventually carried enough to where it bounced off the base of the wall, which is the deepest part of the yard, mind you.
Especially out there in right center. Yeah, it is a deep, deep portion of the ballpark. And Bryson Beber will stand in and make his first plate appearance of the ball game. So DJ Musser officially finishes 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. That one bounces in. Stewart, who had a hefty secondary, is going to get in standing up to third base on the pass ball. Running.
First of all, you said it, the hefty secondary lead. Second of all,
it's a good read on that ball in the dirt.
Also of note, Henry Kohler is on deck in the what would be the DH spot.
That one's fouled back by Beber, and the count will even up at 1-1. And if that is it for Hamish Foreman, he'll finish the day 0 for 0 with 2 walks.
Helps the on-base percentage.
1-1 to Beber. That one is a swinging bunt, but it's foul. And the count will move to 1-2. And it looks like Keaton Westhoff is standing at the top of the steps with a bat in his hands.
So he is indeed in the hole. He'll stay in the ball game. Or at least get one more AB.
Here's the 1-2. And Beber does a good job to foul that one off. It was probably ball 2, but with a runner on third, you want to try to put the ball in play any way you can.
Yep, too close to take, and fortunate it wasn't held on to behind the plate.
Beber got absolutely fooled on that pitch. Don't take away from Shoemate.
No, exactly.
That was a great pitch from Shoemate, as there is someone up in the bullpen for Boone. Can't quite get a number, but we'll have that for you as soon as we can. 1-2 to Beber is popped up right side. Stewart's going to tag. This one is carrying foul, and the catch is going to be made, and Stewart won't be able to tag. and advance home. The catch was made by Julian for out number 2.
Just not quite deep enough to get him home. A good idea to go ahead and tag just in case something went awry over there, but popped up just shallowly enough to where he's got to double back, and that'll be up to Henry Kohler, who in the 9th inning on Saturday here against Boone had that base hit the other way through the left side hole to make it a 1-run game.
Yep, and Henry Kohler, who finished in 3rd place in voting for midseason Offensive Player of the Year, one of 3 players who received a first-place vote. He comes in with a big spot right here. First pitch to him.
Ooh, good cut.
A very good piece of contact, and it's lined into the seats up in the luxury boxes, and it's 0-1.
The good old Flow Club. Site of my high school prom, in case anyone cared to hear that.
Here's the 0-1 to Kohler. In the dirt, ball 1. Good job behind the dish by Milam to keep that one in front of him.
Yep, Stewart is scoring if that leaks behind him.
And Stewart, as you noted, a great base runner in his own right. Here's a 1-1. High and away, and Kohler's ahead now 2-1.
Good take right there.
48 pitches now for Shoemate. Keaton Westhoff on deck. Dion Tubbs is due up after him should both of them reach. 2-1. Line to the right side, and it hops over the glove of the first baseman, Logan Lex, and it's going to be an RBI single for Henry Kohler.
Well, that was a wicked hop, but yeah, it's going to be a single. No harm in that. I mean, hard hit ball, solid contact. Just a wicked hop right there off the edge of the infield dirt. And now a mountain visit coming once again here for Ryan Smoot.
The 49th pitch from Shoemate is a hot shot from Henry Kohler. And it brings in a run. So it'll be Kohler's 8th RBI on the year. And that will tie him for first place with Caleb Smith on the Disco Turkeys for the most RBIs. And for Dane Stewart, who comes in to score, that's his 3rd run scored on the year. So again, for the 2nd time in as many contests, Kohler with an RBI single against the Bigfoots to make it a 1-run game.
And you remember he had that clutch hit last weekend, also against Greensboro, the High Point Thomasville Locos, to give Carolina the lead late in that ball game, and they come out on top in it. So, a guy who knows situational hitting.
Keaton Westhoff takes a big cut at a pitch that was up around the collar, and it's a 0-1 count to him.
It's the 2nd time he's been bitten by that bug so far.
However, Westhoff, while 0 for 2 on the day, has made very solid contact both times. Here's the 0-1. Fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-2.
That's a better cut right there.
And I'll tell you what, why you'd like to have this inning keep going, if you're Carolina, you've done your job in this half inning. You got that 1 run back. You're back within 1.
Yep.
You don't need to get it all back at once.
It's right where it was in the top half of the inning.
That's exactly what you wanted coming in. 0-2 count to Westhoff. Kohler on first. Dion Tubbs on deck. Kohler takes his lead. Here's the 0-2. High and in, ball 1.
Tried to see if he'd chase that again, but that was a little too far up for him to even consider swinging at.
1-2, Kohler's off and running. The hit and run is on, but it's a fly ball into right. Coming in to make the play is the right fielder Monday, and it's out number 3, but Carolina get one back. It is 5-4 as we go to the top of the 7th, and Boone with a chance to extend their lead after this. We're back here in Winston-Salem where A.C. Plum, who was recently at the midseason mark, voted the most improved player of the year for Carolina, and it's a relief appearance for Plum yet again as he transitions to that reliever role, and he's done very well in it. It's his 6th appearance on the year, and the first pitch to Braden Odom is high and in for ball 1. Final line on the starter, Nolan Fernandez, 6 innings pitched, 23 batters faced, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hit batsmen, 4 earned runs, 5 overall, and 108 pitches. The 1-0 is fouled off by Odom, and I apologize, that is not Odom. He has had a pinch hit replacement. We'll try to see who that is. It looks like Miguel Abascal, number 16, making his pinch hit appearance.
AC trying to build off what was, I would say, a tremendous first start from Nolan Fernandez.
And that one's in there, so it's a 1-2 count now. And Braden Odom was 1 for 2 on the day, but he got burned twice in center field, so maybe that's why you see this change being made. 3 times, really. Once by Conklin, once by Macadon, and once by Stewart.
Yep.
Fouled off by Abascal, and it will keep the count at 1-2.
Well, I've seen that happen on both sides of the ledger so far. It happened to Westhoff in left field earlier, but Odom has been playing way too far in, not once, not twice, but 3 times on some pretty hard-hit balls out to the deepest part of the ballpark.
I'll tell you what, this is the most hard-hit balls in a game I've seen from Carolina in a while. Here's the 1-2 from Plum, and it's lined to short. Farrell can't pick it on the short hop, and it is a single for Miguel Abascal.
Well, that's a tough play to make. Kind of in between on it to where you want to catch it on the line, but also you want to stay back far enough to where if it does hop, you can stay in front of it, and kind of in between the 2 options there, Kicks got caught and it found its way through.
So a rare miscue from Kicks Farrell defensively.
That's a credit that a hit, though.
Oh, for sure. That is definitely a hit. And it will bring up Tyson Bass, the designated hitter, who today is 0 for 2. Walked, flew out to left, and grounded out to third on that phenomenal play from Logan Conklin in the top of the 5th. And on deck is Walter Monday. And still no outs in the inning. Here's the first pitch to Tyson Bass from A.C. Plum. He'll have to wait a second as Plum steps off and takes a look at Abascal at first.
Not a bad idea. AC Boone ran on him a lot when he made that start up there.
And that was his last start. Only his 2nd of the year. And this is his 4th relief appearance on the season. The first pitch to Bass is called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Ball 1. Back pick to first, not in time.
Another bad idea to keep him honest over there. He got a pretty hefty secondary lead.
One and one. Off-speed gets back into the zone. Great pitch from Plum. It's 1-2.
Absolutely beautiful pitch right there.
2nd consecutive count that Plum has gotten into where he finds himself ahead 1-2. One-two. Lined into center. Shallow right field. The throw from Stewart got away from Farrell at second. That one looked like it was going straight to Dion Tubbs. Took a little bit of a curve. Macadon couldn't get to it. It really sounded a lot harder hit off the bat than it really was.
Yeah, 2 soft contact base hits, really.
And some bad luck for A.C. Plum. Finds him in a jam. No outs. Runners on first and second. But on the bright side, you're getting towards the bottom half of the order. It's Walter Monday, who's 0 for 3 on the day, coming into the box. Logan West, who's on deck, is 0 for 2. And Dallas Travana, behind him, is 0 for 2 as well. First pitch to Monday is a called strike one from Plum.
Important to get ahead in the count right there and get the call in the outside corner. Infield's playing up the middle. Kicks is shading to hold the runner on at second, but not quite.
The 5 through 9 spots in the order for Boone are a combined 2 for 12 on the day. Boone entered the 7th with only 4 hits on the day, but since then have advanced that to 6 overall. Throw back to second at Abascal, not in time from Plum, as Farrell flashed behind. He spikes that one on its way into Monday, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position on a 1-1 count.
Well, that nullifies the double play right there. You said it spiked it in on the delivery, and that's something we've talked about a couple of times with AC, where he just kind of throws too far downhill. The downhill delivery is what makes him so effective, but when he throws too far downhill like that with that 6'6" frame, that's when things like that tend to happen.
So it's a 1-1 to Monday. Boone has already scored twice on wild pitches / pass balls in this contest. And here's the 1-1. It's grounded to the left side. Farrell jumps up to get it, fakes the throw. It won't come, and it's 6-4 Boone.
Boy, tough breaks all the way around this inning. Soft contact.
3 straight soft contact singles for Boone results in an RBI for Walter Monday. His second of the game, and it's back to a 2-run lead for Boone.
It's a good decision by Kicks to eat that, though, and not try and make a jump throw across the diamond.
Squaring to bunt is West, and it's a good one. Ezel will barehand. Nobody there at second, and that is another miscue from Farrell. He should have been covering the bag at second base.
Now everybody's safe.
And it'll load the bases with still nobody out.
And they had a play on him, too, at second. It was bunted right out in front of the plate. A pretty decent bunt, but a good job by Ezel to pop out of the crouch and get to it quickly enough to where they had a play at second, but nobody covering.
It's a good bunt from West, but it'll go down as another infield single for these Boone Bigfoots. So it's Dallas Travana with the bases loaded. Here's the first pitch to him, outside ball 1. Travana 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second, was hit by a pitch in the third, and struck out his last time up just last inning. Here's the 1-0 from Plum. Hot line drive into center. Tubbs charging on. He'll slide and make the catch. Tagging to score is Tyson Bass, and the throw on to second to try to double off Monday won't be in time, so now it is 7-4 Bigfoots.
You'll take the out for the run right there, most certainly. Bases loaded, nobody out. Now you got first and second, the double plays back in order.
So it's the first out in the inning for Carolina. It'll bring up David Milam, who's 2 for 2 today.
Great play by Dion, too, to make that catch on the slide.
Oh, for sure. Milam is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a hit by pitch, and 1 RBI. First pitch from Plum is outside and a bit high for ball 1. Carolina down 7-4 now. Largest deficit they've faced since they got 3 in the bottom of the third.
Down 4-0 at the onset of the third inning.
1-0. Good breaking ball, but it's in the dirt. Ball 2. Couldn't get Milam to chase it.
They came back from down a 4-run deficit in the bottom half of the third when they put 3 up. They're going to have to come back again in the final third of this one.
Here's the 2-0. It ran in a bit on Milam, and now it's 3-0. Nobody up in the bullpen for Carolina either.
That's AC's inning.
At least.
Got to find the strike zone right here.
Let's see if Milam has the 3-0 green light. He does not. It's a called strike one.
I think that's the right idea, though. A 2 on, a 1 out.
And by the way, it remains to be seen who will come on in place of Travis Shoemate when we start the bottom of the 7th. Three-one pitch from Plum. Good off speed. It gets its way back into the zone. 3-2 count now.
There's the breaking ball we know he's capable of throwing. That 12-6 break right over the outside black.
Perfect spot for that pitch. Dominic Arenzo is on deck, who's 0 for 3. Spin and a turn back. Throw back to second. Not in time to get Monday. Count still 3-2. And the Boone dugout has caught on to Kix Farrell trying to flare behind the runners at second. You can hear them yelling back to warn Monday. Full count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. It is the first walk issued by Plum. And it loads the bases in the top of the 7th.
Well, now you got to force at any base. That's the good news. The bad news is there's one more guy on base with only 1 out.
Double play ball is still an option for AC Plum.
And also a force at any base, including the plate.
Arenzo, who's at the plate, scored his last time up after grounding into a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 3 after grounding into that fielder's choice. He also struck out and flew out to center. And he is the 9 spot in the order, and David Julian, who's 2 for 4, is on deck.
At that third baseman, number 32, Dominic Arenzo.
Arenzo nearly grounded into a double play his last time up. It was a 3-6 fielder's choice after the throw from Farrell back to first got away from him. Here's the first pitch from Plum, and it's fouled off by Arenzo after it ran in on the hands a little bit, 0-1.
Really, really important right there to get ahead in the count, especially in a situation such as this.
If Carolina can't come back tonight, this would be their largest losing streak of the season at 6 games. Oh, 1. Outside, ball 1, and the back pick not even close to getting Milam at first, 1-1.
That was more of a keep him on his back pick than anything.
You got to be careful doing that with a runner on third.
Yeah, exactly.
One from Plum. Inside, ball 2.
Now you're back in the same spot behind in the count with more traffic behind you.
Two-one pitch coming to Arenzo from Plum. Bases loaded, 1 out. Good spot from Plum. High heat, got the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, good velo right there. Had him fooled.
2-2 count. Big pitch from Plum. Here it is. Grounded to the right side. This could be two. Macadon can't tag at second. The flip on to first just barely in time, but another run will come in to score on the RBI ground out from Dominic Arenzo, and the score is now 8-4 Boone.
Well, he got what he wanted. He got the ground ball. Again, just in an incredibly unfortunate spot. Now you still have two in scoring position with two down.
Logan West is standing on third after he reached on that bunt single. David Milam is on second after he walked, and the first pitch to the top of the order, David Julian, is a swing and a miss for strike one. Oh, 1 popped up into the netting, and the count's now 0-2. This match is the largest lead of the day for Boone.
Not insurmountable from Carolina's standpoint.
Carolina has not led today. They were down 4-0, then scored 3 to make it a 4-3 ball game, then trailed 5-3, then got one back to make it 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th, just half an inning ago, which seems like an eternity ago.
At this point.
And now Boone has hung 3, their largest scoring output in a single inning in the top of the 7th, and it is an 8-4 ball game. 0-2 to David Julian. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back. He'll stay alive for one more.
That was a hanging breaking ball right there. AC lucky that Julian didn't turn that thing around.
The Bigfoots, one of the few teams in the Textile League that does not employ a lot of substitutions. Their starting lineup plays pretty much the entire game almost every time.
Despite the pretty lengthy bench they have available to them.
Here's the 0-2 to Julian as Plum will step off and take a look over at third where Logan West might have been playing a little bit of mind games.
Yeah, playing a little bit of cat and mouse over there.
The lights have come on here at Truist. And Plum will step off again, and he'll point over at third.
The third base coach was kind of close to the line there, too. I don't know what's exactly going on over there. There's something.
Here's the 0-2 in the dirt. And Logan West does indeed have a very large secondary over at third. Plum's got to be careful because if he puts one that gets even a smidge past Ezel, I can guarantee West is breaking for home.
Well, that's what he's looking for. And if you're Logan Conklin, if you see that happen again, you better bust it for the bag.
1-2. That one's in the gap. It's going to score 2. A 2 RBI single for David Julian, and the score is now 10-4 Boone.
That right there is a backbreaker.
Five runs in the inning for Boone, all of them earned. And Logan Lex, the only Bigfoot that has not come to the plate in this inning, is now up with 2 outs. This is the first time in a relief outing that AC Plum has not looked phenomenal. Here's the throw on to second. Got him for out number 3. And Macadon looks a bit shaken up.
Yeah, you can see him shaking his hand. He got caught on the tag.
Seems like he might be okay, though, but we'll go on to the bottom half of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time, and we go to the bottom of the inning. It is 10-4. Bigfoots hang 5 on Carolina, and it's their largest lead of the game. We're back with Carolina's chance to get some of it back after this. We're back here for the bottom of the 7th inning where it's the top of the order due up for the 4th time for Carolina. Dion Tubbs set to make his 4th plate appearance. And it's a new pitcher on for the Bigfoots. It's Brendan Hotelin, and that means that Travis Shoemate's day is done. 3 1/3 innings, 13 batters faced, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, no strikeouts on 53 pitches. Pretty efficient 3 1/3 innings, if you ask me. Despite the fact that he allowed a lot of base runners, that means that the defense behind him was putting in work to make outs on the base paths. Tubbs is 0-for-3 so far today, and he's riding a 6-game hitting streak, which is the largest that anybody on the Disco Turkeys has had at any point during this season. He's looking to extend it with a base knock here. He gets ahead in a 1-0 count. Brendan Hotelin on the mound. And that one is lined into center, straight at the new center fielder, Miguel Abascal, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
It's the hardest hit ball Dion's had all day. And unfortunately for him, right at Abascal in center field.
So Dion will fall to 0-4 on the day. It'll bring up Kix Farrell. And Farrell is 1-for-2 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning. Walked in the third, ended up coming around to score, and singled his last time up, but got caught stealing second base. Off-speed pitch from Hotelin is in there for a called strike 1. Oh, 1. Farrell lines that one into the gap in right center field, and that's going to be the second base hit of the day for Farrell, who stays red hot. He's the first base runner in the inning for Carolina, who finds themselves down 6. Walter Monday couldn't get to that one in time. Solid piece of hitting from number 27 in white.
Yeah, that's the guy to get the thing going here. Excuse me. He's done that a couple of times thus far, getting on, whether it's the leadoff inning or an out in the inning. Each time Carolina has scored in a half inning, last half inning in the 6th and back in the 3rd, Kix got on and got things started.
So to bring up Logan Conklin, who watches that off-speed go by for ball 1. That one is lined sharply to the right side, but foul. It'll even the count up at 1-1. Something to note, every single ball that the Disco Turkeys have gotten a bat to from Hotelin has been solid contact.
He was the guy that came on to start the 9th.
Farrell's off and running. The hit and run's on through the left side. Farrell is going to round second and head for third, and the throw won't be in time. He gets in standing up at third, and the third baseman, Arenzo, had to dive to block that one from getting away from him, so the hit and run works to perfection. It's runners on the corners with just 1 out.
Wow. Could not have executed that any better. Conklin right through the hole. Farrell head down all the way on the hit and run, gets to third, and then trying to make a play right there and left, and almost forced across a run. Had that gotten away, Kix would have kept on running, but
phenomenal play from Arenzo to block that one up.
we had to play hockey goalie there for a second. Channel his inner Carey Price.
So Conklin's on first, Farrell on third, and a big swing and a miss from Ezel. It's 0-1. Ezel grounded into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play in the bottom of the 5th. And if the same thing happens again here, it would be brutal for Carolina. Here's the 0-1. Fouls that one off. It's 0-2.
Hotelin, as we said, he came in that to start that 9th inning last Saturday, in which it was 4-0, and it was 4-3, and Boone held on to win it. So Carolina knows how to hit him.
Ezel scored one of the 4 runs for Carolina today, and he'll swing and miss on that one. It is strike 3, and it's the second out of the inning. That's a big one for Hotelin.
Yep, big-time strikeout right there for Mr. Brendan Hotelin. And now it is up to the player to watch and the pitcher of the year at the plate. It's Nick Macadon, pitcher of the year to this point, that is.
And Macadon's 1-for-3 on the day. Had that leadoff triple in the bottom of the second. Reached on an error in the bottom of the fourth and lined out to second his last time up just an inning ago. He watches that one sail over the plate, but it's outside for ball one. That one's in the zone, though. Good job by Hotel, and to catch the corner, it's a 1-1 count.
A similar spot on both of them, but one's a ball and one's a strike.
That one looked a little bit farther inside to me from here.
Yeah, it did to me too.
Just shows how close that last pitch was. 1-1. Swing on a miss from Macadon. As the ball gets away from the Carolina bullpen where Scout Nichols is warming up. And the count is 1-2. Carolina in danger of stranding a runner on third for the second time tonight. Carolina left the corners stranded in the bottom of the second as well. 1-2. Swung on, grounded to the left side to the shortstop, and the throw in time for out number 3. A good play made that time by Logan West, and it will end the inning. Carolina strands a runner in scoring position for the third time today. And we'll go to the top of the 8th the same way we started the bottom half of the 7th. It's 10-4 Boone, and they'll get a chance to extend that lead after this. We're back here at Truist Stadium, the site of tonight's contest between the Disco Turkeys and the Bigfoots. And coming on to pitch is Scout Nichols, who was recently voted the midseason reliever of the year in a landslide. He received 6 of 7 first-place votes, and he comes on faced with a 6-run deficit in the top of the 8th. And that means the AC Plums night is over. 1 inning, 9 batters faced, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 runs on 32 pitches. And the numbers don't really tell the story for Plum because a good amount of those singles were soft contact. Really only one of them was a solid base hit. And it was the first of them from Miguel Abascal back up the middle. And then David Julian had one into the left center gap to bring in the final 2 runs of that half inning. And so Nichols will come into this contest. And on the year, this is his 13th appearance. 19 1/3 innings pitched, 25 hits allowed, 20 strikeouts, only 8 walks, and an ERA of 7.91, the highest of any bullpen individual pitcher for the Disco Turkeys. Here's the first pitch from Nichols. It's a good off-speed. Offered to Logan Lex. for strike one. Logan Lex's plate appearance in the top of the seventh only lasted one pitch after Julian was caught stealing seconds in the inning. And that one is in there from Nichols as well. It's a called strike two.
Great job to get ahead on two really fantastic pitches. And there's a reason he was the winner of midseason reliever of the year.
Here's the 0-2. Outside, couldn't get Lex to chase. It's 1-2.
That's a pitch that didn't miss by much either. We talked about his slider in the pregame when we announced that award, and there it is right there. You see how good it is.
1-2. Popped up, right side. Beber giving chase, and it'll get out of play.
About 5 or 6 rows up there. And Bryson, nice enough to point out to the kiddos that went over there to chase the foul ball where it is. Well, just the one. Everyone else gave up, apparently. Nice stick-to-itiveness over there. And a hearty round of applause.
1-2, swung on and missed. Strike three. Scout Nichols starts his appearance with a K, and it's out number one in the top of the eighth.
Strikeout machine, Mr. Scout Nichols.
That's strikeout number 21 on the year for him. And in his 20 2/3 innings pitched in college, where he pitches for Catawba Community College, or Caldwell Community College and Technical Institute, I should say. Only 18 Ks. That's number 21 for him here in Carolina in an inning less.
Well, that's what he's here to work on, right?
So it'll bring up Abascal for his second plate appearance. He singled his last time up, back up the middle. Came in for Braden Odom. And the first pitch to him from Scout was ball one. Here's the second pitch. That one looked like it might have caught the corner, but it was on the opposite side of the plate from where Ezel had sat up. So it is 2-0.
Yeah, there's another situation in which, you miss your spot. You still throw a pretty good pitch, but you miss where your catcher was set up, so you're not going to get the call.
Here's the 2-0. Outside, ball three.
See Ezel right there make the motion with his right hand before throwing the baseball back to just kind of settle down.
.3-0 from Nichols. Here it is. And it's a big swing and a miss. 3-0 green light for Abascal. And it doesn't pay off for him. 3-1 count.
Well, 3-0 green light in a 6-run game.
This is now the third straight game in which Carolina has allowed at least 10 runs.
Somebody didn't take Tony La Russa's handbook before this one.
Here's the 3-1. Flare over to first, but caught by Beber for out number two.
Fortunate for Carolina that did not find its way over Beber's head, but things tend to even out, as we say, and that one right at Bryson Beber.
So 10 pitches in the inning for Nichols, and it's 2 outs. And the first pitch from Nichols to Tyson Bass is outside for ball one. You would think at this point in the ball game, Boone would have gone to their reserves at least a little bit, but the only sub that's been made, at least in the field, has been Abascal coming in for Odom in center field, and you got to think that one was more of a...
That was more of a performance-based substitution than anything else.
Substitution than just taking the gas off the pedal.
Well, that's the one thing with Boone. They have no let-up whatsoever.
That one's high and to left. Westhoff giving chase. It is deep, and it is gone. Tyson Bass goes yard, and it's 11-4 Boone.
Yeah, he knew it, too. He pimped that home run for sure and had a right to. Got every bit of it.
And that's the first home run given up by Scout Nichols this season in 13 appearances. Keep in mind, this is game number 20 for Carolina. So Scout Nichols has appeared in more games than he has not. So it'll bring up Walter Monday. And the first pitch to him is ball one.
At right field, number 1, Walter Monday.
Monday was 0 for 3 on the day before that RBI single his last time up. It was an infield single, 1 of 3 in the inning for Boone. And that one is in there for a called strike one. It got away from Ezel.
We have it as a strike on the scoreboard in the ballpark, but the home plate umpire did indeed call it a strike, 1-1.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Nichols, and it's in the dirt, ball 2. That's a great spot from Nichols, and he's back in the count 2-2.
Yeah, you said it. Great spot right there for the fastball.
Two pitch. Outside, ball 3.
Big pitch right here.
Three-two. Monday sat back on that off speed, but just barely fouled it off. It's still 3-2.
Well, did a good job to sit back on that and spoil a really tough pitch.
Still in the top of the 8th here as we approach 3 hours since first pitch. This is set to be one of the longer games of the season for Carolina. Here's the 3-2. Fouled off again by Monday. Who had sat the first 2 batters that he saw down before that solo shot from Tyson Bass. Here's the 3-2 to Monday. Grounded to the right side. Beber fields it on a hop. Flips on to Nichols, who steps on first for out number 3. But the solo shot from Tyson Bass made it an 11-4 ball game and a 7-run lead. Carolina has 6 outs left to make up 7 runs, and it starts when we come back. We're back here at Truist Stadium. Graham Tuck with Brett Wiseman beside me. And it is the bottom of the 8th inning. And it's Dane Stewart set to start things off for Carolina, the Wake Forest University outfielder. And he'll take the first pitch from Brandon Hotellin high and in for ball 1. Stewart still holding down the right field spot. Stewart's had one of his best days at the plate so far this year. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single and a run scored.
Kix Farrell is loosening in the Carolina bullpen.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. Called strike 1 to Stewart. We'll even the count at 1. Bryson Beber is on deck after coming in for DJ Musser in the 6th. And that's called strike 2. So Stewart's behind in the count, 1-2, and the bat hasn't left his shoulder. 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and it's the second time that Stewart has been sat down on strikes today.
Well, B's been a victim of that bug a lot of times throughout this season, and a victim twice again today, both of the swinging variety.
Well, if you're going to strike out, that's the way you want to do it. You don't want to go down looking.
Exactly.
And Stewart's not a guy who goes down looking a lot in the first place. Beber, high into center, but it's right at the center fielder Abascal for out number 2.
A lot tougher road to come back than last Saturday here in Winston-Salem against this same ball club.
It's a 7-run deficit that Carolina is faced with right now. And it was just 1 before that 5-run top of the 7th for Boone, courtesy of 5 hits and 1 walk allowed by A.C. Plum in relief of Nolan Fernandez. The first pitch to Henry Kohler misses for ball 1. Keaton Westhoff, still in the game, is on deck. He's 0 for 3 so far. Kohler lines that one back up the middle, but right into the shift where the shortstop West was playing up the middle, and he fields it, throws on to first for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Brendan Hotelin, and we'll go to the 9th. Still a 7-run lead for Boone, and it's their last chance to advance upon it when we come back.
Live.
We're back here at Truist Stadium for the top of the 9th inning, and it is Kix Farrell coming onto the mound. So Scout Nichols, just 1 inning, faced 4 batters and only gave up 1 hit, but it was a solo shot from Tyson Bass. The first pitch from the new guy on the mound, Kix Farrell, misses for ball 1, and that's the first ball strike call that's been semi-questionable so far today. A good bunt from the shortstop West, gets away from Bryson Beber, and he'll want to have that one back.
I think he forgot that the guy on the mound pitching is an infielder when he bunted it back to him. Kicks read it cleanly, scrambled to get it, but Bryson just couldn't hold on to the throw, indicative of the kind of frustrating night it has been to this point.
It's the 4th error of the day for Carolina.
That will be charged to Bryson.
I apologize. Make that number 3 on the day for Carolina. So defensive substitutions as Kicks comes onto the mound for the first time this season. Logan Conklin has transitioned over to short from his third base spot. And Henry Kohler, who was the DH, is now playing third base. Yes, that's right. Henry Kohler in the infield for the first time this season.
The experimental defensive changes for Kurt Cabana out in full force in a 7-run game now.
It was a 1-1 count. And now it is, it was a 1-0 count. Now it's a 1-1 count to Dallas Travana. After Logan West reached on an error. An error by Bryson Beber at first. Pretty rare occurrence.
I was getting ready to say, that is a rarity.
West is off and running. The pitch inside. Ezel had to double pump. The throw won't be in time. And West is in scoring position after a stolen base. And the count moves to 2-1 on Travana, who is 0 for 3 today. 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch and had an RBI sac fly in that big 7th inning for Boone.
So Logan West, with no regard for unwritten rules, bunts with a 7-run lead and then steals second.
And that one ran in and plunked Dallas Travana, so he reaches after being hit by a pitch for the second time today. And it will bring up David Milam for the 5th time, and he is perfect in terms of on-base percentage today. He's 2 for 2, has been hit by a pitch and walked. He's also scored a run and has 1 RBI to his credit. The first pitch from Farrell missed for ball 1. And here's the 1-0. That one just barely misses again, ball 2.
Where it misses, I don't exactly know.
That outside corner is a bit sketchy as of right now, but that one certainly missed. It's 3-0. And keep in mind, the 10-run rule has no effect here as we're already in the 9th inning, so Carolina will get a chance to bat one way or the other. And a 4-pitch walk issued by Farrell, so it will load up the bases. Still nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. Carolina down by 7, and it looks like this one might be just about done.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin for sure would be a knock right here.
That one's in there for strike 1, though, to Dominic Arenzo, who's 0 for 4 on the day.
Uh-oh.
That one's high. That one's deep. Westhoff going back, and on the warning track, he'll make the catch. But it will be a sac fly. Arenzo, who probably shouldn't have flipped the bat. But it's an RBI nonetheless, his 2nd of the day. It'll advance West into score. Travana over to 3rd. And while it's out number 1, it is run number 12 for Boone, and it's an 8-run advantage. First pitch to David Julian is pop foul for strike 1. A 1 fouled off for strike 2. David Julian on the day, 2 for 4, 2 singles, reached on an error, and he's 1 for 2 on the base paths in terms of stolen base attempts.
I don't exactly know why we're having a conference with the batter with an 8-run lead. I know we're getting these guys at bats, but there's nothing situationally here to talk about. I don't get that.
Here's the 0-2. It's down in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 pitch from Farrell is popped up. Right side. McAdine settling underneath it, and he catches it for out number 2.
A big out number 2 at that for kicks.
Keep in mind the run that scored was unearned because Logan West, who came in to score on the sac fly from Arenzo, reached on an error to start the inning. So kicks Farrell still perfect in terms of ERA as of right now. Here's the first pitch to Logan Lex, and it's outside for ball 1. Lex has appeared at the plate in each of the last 4 innings, and that's very telling. That one just barely missed. It's 2-0 now.
Our home plate umpire must be getting paid by the hour.
2-0. That one nearly plunked Lex in the dome, but instead it's 3-0.
That one got away from him a little bit. Just trying to bust him inside, certainly not trying to go that high up and in.
Swing and a miss on a 3-0 count, up by 8. It's a 3-1 count.
The Boone dugout obviously has the Tony La Russa handbook and is of the opinion that unwritten rules do not exist.
3-1. That one's popped up. That one will go foul, and it's a full count now.
The anti-Tony La Russa handbook, I should say.
Yeah, they took the Tony La Russa handbook and burned it while they were on their way up here.
The way down, you mean?
I should say.
If you go up from 3,000 feet, that's called Utah.
3-2, lined into the left center gap, and that one's going to drop. Conklin couldn't get to it, neither could Tubbs. 1 run scores, and being held at third is David Milam, and it's 13-4.
The beat goes on for Boone. And for Carolina as well.
That one's going to draw out A.J. Lewis from the dugout. And they're going to give the call to Keaton Westhoff, who will come in. So 2/3 of an inning for Kix Farrell. 2 runs, only 1 of them earned.
So that would move Kohler to left, and then Kix will take over at third.
One would assume, yes.
That appears to be what's happening now. Or, wait a minute.
They're going to get
Logan Conklin's going to left, and Kohler's going to take his spot at shortstop. So vice versa.
So this now makes Logan Conklin the first and only player on the Carolina roster this year to play all 4 positions: infield, outfield, pitcher, and catcher.
Okay, we just had to check that box.
And so Keaton Westhoff, who has seen the mound once this season, he threw 2/3 of an inning, and he struck out 2 batters, also walked 2. It was on June 2nd in a game at Finch Field against the High Toms. So this is his first pitching appearance at Truist.
For your Carolina Disco Turkeys, number 7, Keith Westhoff.
He's the 5th pitcher to come up to the bump for Carolina tonight. Nolan Fernandez, the starter, went 6 innings. A.C. Plum then went 1 and got roughed around a little bit. Scout Nichols came in after him and had a pretty solid outing, but gave up a solo shot to the cleanup man Tyson Bass. And Kix Farrell, who started the 9th on the mound for Carolina, got through 2/3 of an inning, allowing 2 runs across. And it's now a 9-run deficit for the Disco Turkeys, who are in danger of falling to 5-15 through the first 20 games of this season.
And after tonight, as we're at the midway point, only 16 games remain until the AAA-BA tournament August 2nd through 8th, which we'll have for you in Johnstown, PA.
At bat number 16, Miguel Amistad.
And so it'll be Abascal coming in for his third plate appearance in the last 3 innings. He's singled and popped out to first. The first pitch from Westhoff is ball 1. That one's outside for ball 2. Count 2-0. Off and running is the man on first, Lex, and the ball gets into center field. Coming in to score is going to be Milam, and that'll make it a 10-run lead. Lex is coming for home, and he's going to score.
Can it get any worse?
The score is now 15-4. Boone in front.
I mean, just when you think it can't get any worse, something like that happens. It's hard to put any words on it right now for people like us who are tasked with putting words on things. You run out of things to say. Even we do.
And that one hits Abascal. It's going to be a warning to each of the dugouts.
I don't know about that. That certainly wasn't intentional, but I guess our home plate umpire might have been coerced into that a bit. Maybe some complaints from the third base dugout.
So it'll bring up Tyson Bass, who went yard his last time up. Started the game 0 for 2, and since then is 2 for 2. So make it an even 2 for 4. He's behind 0-1, and that one won't quite get in. It's a 1-1 count. That one's popped up. Ezel giving chase, but it's going to get out of play into the seats. It's a 1-2 count. That one hit the home plate umpire, and it's going to get away from Ezel, so advancing to second is Abascal. The count's 2-2 now. And Ezel's going to have a visit with Westhoff on the mound. Just give a chance for the home plate umpire to collect himself a little bit.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
Westhoff just needs 1 out to get out of this one.
Proving a tough out to get.
Walter Monday is on deck. He's the only Bigfoot player that has not come up to bat in the 9th. Here's the 2-2. Line to short. Kohler can't pick it up on the hop. And Conklin won't make the throw in from the outfield, so it's a single for Tyson Bass, who makes it 3 for 5 on the day. And it's runners on the corners with 2 outs. So it'll bring up Walter Monday, and the Bigfoots have officially batted around in the 9th.
And officially put this one away.
First pitch outside from Westhoff. It's 1-0. That one's on the outside corner. It's 1-1 now.
Good pitch right there, 7. Good spot outer half against the left-handed hitter.
1-1. Good off-speed, called strike 2.
Good spot for it, too, and a good frame by Ezel behind the plate to get the call.
That one got away from Westhoff, though. It's high and outside, 2-2 now.
And that was more off the delivery than it was anything else. Just started that too high.
Called strike 3, and Westhoff gets out of it.
mercifully.
Without a run allowed, but it's 4 more runs on the board for Boone, who has put up 5 in the last 3 innings alone. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Carolina down by 11, and a chance to make use of those last 3 outs right after this. We're back here at Truist Stadium for the bottom of the 9th inning, where Carolina is up 3 outs left, and they're down by 11. It's a new pitcher for the Bigfoots. It's Ty Lysis, I believe is how you pronounce that. If Ty's family is watching, forgive me if I butchered that. But Carolina down by 11, and it's Colin Kennedy from LaSalle, the grad pitcher, who got the start against the Bigfoots in the last game. He's coming in to pinch hit for Keaton Westhoff, and the first pitch he sees is fouled into the dirt for strike 1.
Good cut. I like it.
This is Kennedy's first at-bat as a Disco Turkey. Dion Tubbs on deck. 0-1 pitch in there. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Kennedy. He puts it in play to the right side, but the first baseman for Boone, Logan Lex, will step on first for out number 1.
Way to put it in play, though. Good speed down the line as well. I like the hustle.
To be honest, I didn't know that he had him in it.
I didn't either.
And Chase Jesse is in the on-deck circle.
Oh, I love it.
So Carolina's really letting everybody take a hack at it right now.
In a game like this.
The only person who is not getting subbed out is Dion Tubbs, who has his 6-game hitting streak at stake.
Yep.
And he's looking to keep it alive right there, but he'll foul that one off into the mitt.
Look to keep it alive and more with a big-time swing like that.
Tubbs is 0 for 4 today. He struck out looking in the first, popped up to third in the 3rd inning, grounded to 2nd in the 4th, and lined out to center as last time up, so he has gotten progressively closer to that elusive base knock as this game goes on, but still 0 for on the evening. Here's the 0-1 to Tubbs in the dirt, ball 1. One pitch. Big swing and a miss from Tubbs, and he's behind 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch And he fouls that one off to stay alive. Count still 1-2.
His fight from number 3.
Lizis is putting in work on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Tubbs lines that one. It'll be knocked down and fumbled over there on the right side by the second baseman. That's David Julian. Actually, that's not David Julian over there. They've made a substitution.
Please tell me you're scoring that a hit.
That's Dominic Arenzo. Oh, you got to. Tubbs was beating that out anyway. That's a base knock for Deion Tubbs. 7 straight games with a hit.
Now batting, number 9, Chase Jesse.
And so it will bring up Chase Jesse coming on to hit in place of Kix Farrell.
I like the open stance.
Kix finishes his day 2 for 3. Jesse with a big hack. First pitch he sees, and he's behind 0-1.
I love it. I love it.
That one misses. It's 1-1 now. To the lefty. Chase Jesse, a throw back to Deion, and a half-hearted pickoff. Probably shouldn't have gone for it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even thrown it if you can throw it like that.
Jesse from Malone University. Native of Mansfield, Ohio. Here's the 1-1. And another big cut from Jesse. He's behind 1-2 now.
Good swings, though.
Logan Conklin is on deck, so he will stay in the ball game. Chase Jesse collects himself, steps back into the box, ready to face this 1-2 count. One, two. In the dirt, ball 2. Tubbs will hesitantly jog to second. So now a runner in scoring position for Carolina. Man, wouldn't it be something if Chase Jesse got himself a ribby right here?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be, say, sight to behold.
2-2. Fouled off by Jesse.
That would make contact stay alive right there. Good
Pretty
stuff.
good swing on it. 14 pitches now for Lizis. Tubbs on second, Conklin on deck, 1 out, bottom 9, down by 11. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt by Jesse, and the throw on to first. Tubbs gunning for third. Throw won't get him. So Deion Tubbs advances to third on the drop third strike. And it'll bring up Logan Conklin, and the Disco Turkeys are down to their final out.
Good base running right there by Deion.
Conklin is 2 for 2 on the day, and he skies that one, but foul. It's 0-1. Conklin has reached base every time he's come up to the plate. Doubled in the first, walked in the third, walked in the fifth, and singled in the seventh. He'll foul that one off again, and the Disco Turkeys down to their final strike. Christian Ezel, who's on deck, comes to collect that baseball, which bounced off the netting. Here's the 0-2. Outside corner called strike 3, and that'll do it. 2 strikeouts to end the game will strand Deion Tubbs on third base after his 7th consecutive game with a base hit, and it's the 6th consecutive loss for Carolina. 4th straight to Boone, who wins their 8th straight ball game, 12 out of their last 13. Talk about a ball club that's rolling right now. But for Carolina, They fall to 0-2 on the homestand, and they'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon, I should say, against the Greensboro Monarchs. First pitch, 3 o'clock on Dash City Independence Celebration. And we'll have that game for you here on the Disco Turkeys YouTube. But that'll do it for tonight. Final score, 15-4. The Bigfoots take it, and the Disco Turkeys fall to 5-15 on the year. For Brett Wiseman beside me, and everybody else that makes this ship run, as you like to say, Brett, Graham Tuck signing off for the final time here in Winston.